Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our session today on the remote connected worker today and in the future. My name is Janice Abel, and I'm the principal consultant at ARC Advisory Group. Our speakers today will give you practical examples about where they have implemented remote connected workers over the past year and even previously, and their experiences with that. And so afterwards, our speakers will all join us for a panel session, and you can ask them questions. And these people are real experts on this, and they have done a lot of work in this area around the people and the technologies, and they can share some of the things that happened while they were doing their remote connected workers. So, what are people doing? Well, there's a lot of challenges that were solved very quickly around COVID, and even past post COVID, there'll be other challenges that will be resolved around the connected worker now and in the future. And those operational challenges, also technologies that are being advanced because of the remote connected worker and the benefits and the strategies for success. So, during COVID, we did a survey and we did it the second week in March because we knew that COVID was going to be a longer event than I think people had originally suspected. And then we also did it the first week in April, and we did it jointly with automation.com. And so we asked an open ended question, and that was probably the most interesting question, I think. But we asked if you could do something differently or the same in operations regarding people, processes, and technologies to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. What would you do, or are you already doing, or wish you had done differently? So, what we found was that anybody that could work remotely at home should, is what companies said. And so they were doing all kinds of things to accommodate people to work at home, like resolving network issues. Some people were even giving people technologies, remote, making improvements, their intelligence that they could get from the plant to home. And they were also doing things to support and protect their employees, especially those that had to remain on site, like with PPE and other things that they were doing, like quarantining people and separating employees. And there were some plants where the some of the workers had to be on site, and that will probably remain so in the future. But there were also things like temperature checks, health checks, and so on, etc. But they also did a lot of things to add new technologies, like new networks for supporting remote technology. We talked to one company that had 30,000 workers that they had to get online within a week. So, and they did it, but they did have to add some new technologies to the network, and also security issues, cybersecurity around that. And then there were people that wanted remote dashboards. Some people wanted to reproduce the control room right in their house and have multiple screens so they could monitor the process and also make data driven decisions and alert people to emergencies or other issues. And so we also saw the technologies, newer technologies like virtual reality and augmented reality and digital twins being used a lot for the remote maintenance and also to help workers on site. We also saw artificial intelligence and robotics being implemented, and also analytics like AI. So COVID is an accelerator for the remote connected worker. So we also asked about what issues they had around the pandemic, and most of it came down to resolving the remote connected worker issues, being able to obtain real time data and information to the right worker at the right time, and also involved the supply chain because some companies were shutting down borders. They had countries where they would shut the border in one location. So they had to either shut that plant down and move operations to another plant. We saw one company that actually used a digital twin of the process so that they could relocate it to another country where the borders were open. And so we saw things like safety issues. And also, one thing that I thought was really good was that people were still focused on sustainability. And ultimately, they were all focused on keeping the business going. and running, and also the financials. They had to pay attention to that too. And there were a number of technologies from cloud computing to robotics to AI to adding cameras to mobile technologies, the digital twins, augmented reality that we were seeing because of COVID. So COVID was an accelerator for the remote connected worker. It was about really innovation and reimagining process. It was also about collaboration so that people could collaborate instead of making site visits, for example. They could do online training. They could do virtual factory acceptance tests. It was about installing new equipment virtually or with one worker on site and the others all remote so that they were separated. And also is about maintenance, upgrades, and patches, and also other newer connected digital technologies. And so ultimately, a lot of it came down to doing teamwork and collaboration remotely. So there's all kinds of devices today that can enable remote workers, whether they're on site remotely or at home. And these range from virtual reality, augmented reality, visualization with smart glasses that walk you through safety checks or maintenance or chatbots to exoskeletons, and even robotics that can do activities that are maybe not safe for humans on site. So in the virtual doing virtual maintenance or the wearables was an interesting one where they were using that for where they were dressed up in hazmat suits and they would go into a room and they could click on the door and that would get them into the room so they didn't have to take their masks or their shields or other uh, the hazardous wear off so that they can use the watch to get in as opposed to touching anything because they had gloves on and glasses on. So when the pandemic is over later this year, will companies go back to the way things were before COVID regarding having remote workers? Well, we also surveyed companies and asked them that, and they said about 20 to 40% may never go back like before. However, there are some workers that would rather be on site, and then there's others that would really rather remain uh, remain working remotely at home, and they felt that they were more productive as well. So, and some companies said that, well, what we're going to do is just to make it fair, we're going to say 2 days you have to work at home and 2 to 3 days in the office. And then spoke to some workers that would rather have the camaraderie of working on site. So it's all different for different companies and different people and different and how people work together. And so some of the use cases today, you'll see what people are doing. So there's a lot of challenges for remote workers around their roles and the different needs of the types of workers, whether it's a plant worker, a field worker, an on site worker, and whether it's about the visualization, which should be human engineered so you get the right information at the right time. And it shouldn't take 8 weeks of training to learn how to use the technology. You should be able to use it fairly easily. It should be very minimal training. It should be more intuitive and simple. And and so these challenges are all being resolved in different ways by different companies. So we'll hear about that as we go through this session. And one of the things that came up, and there is challenges because every company has different environments and different technologies and different ones that they've implemented. And so what's the best thing to do? So, and then the other thing was the other issue that came up in the environmental issue was remotely working from home seems ideal, but there was issues with separating areas or spaces from other activities like families or and then in some cases people that were remote felt like they missed the camaraderie and the teammanship that goes with being on site. So so what did like for control room operators that became an issue also because which was the on-premise worker because in some situations the control room operator cannot operate from their home. They have to be on site. It's a requirement either from regulations or company safety requirement, but this became an issue during COVID. And some companies, what they do is they separated the control room operators into different teams so that, and then they washed and sanitized the control room between operators because they just don't have a lot of spare operators because these are very specially trained people. and they need it to run the plant. And so if they lose all their operators to control COVID, it could be a disaster. They would have to shut down. And security is also an issue in different environments, whether it's cybersecurity from working from home and making virtual updates and maintenance and patches and so on. So all of these are issues and challenges for a remote connected worker. So there's also a lot of benefits from having remote connected workers, but everything needs to align with the corporate and business vision. So, whether it's enhancing and improving the worker experience, or having better process visibility, making database decisions, or improving performance and productivity. So, take a look at the use case today, and you'll see where folks in this session were able to get the greatest value. And so, a few strategies for success for the remote connected worker are around investing in new processes for the remote connected worker, investing in new technologies, making it simple and intuitive, investing in people and in the remote connected worker, and also take a look at the use cases and get some ideas from these people. And it's also about the value and the return on investment. So it's about solving the business problems, and this needs to be part of the vision for the remote connected worker. And it requires connected people, processes, technology, and workplaces that address the digital transformation while improving productivity. So, thank you again. That concludes my high level presentation today about the remote connected worker. And as I mentioned, we'll have time for Q&A during the panel session. So I look forward to seeing you at the end of the session. Thank you.